Hey YouTube, this is Seth. I'm going to be discussing my 10 months on testosterone changes. First of all, I do want to address all the people who gave me a lot of flack about my last video concerning buying testosterone on the internet. Let me just say that honestly, I don't care. I mean, I'm sorry if you think my decision is dangerous, but I hear you guys on here talking about, well, I haven't been on T in 2 months and 6 months, and I don't feel like a man anymore, and I don't feel like myself, and I can't deal with that. I'm sorry, like, um, for me to going through all the stress I went through to get on testosterone, and to have a doctor delay my progress, which is already slow, like, um, I don't regret my decision. I've done my blood work and everything is kosher, so I don't regret my decision at all. I did remove the video because a lot of people were bitching, but any guys on there who are interested in getting testosterone off the internet can inbox me. I still got the hookup. Um, Going to a Halloween party tonight. Proud to say I'm going as Batman. It's the first like Halloween that I can dress up as the person I always wanted to be, a superhero. And I feel good. Feel good, like things are finally changing. I want to get into my physical changes. Obviously the voice dropping, that happened considerably, like the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's like steadily dropped. My family members call and they ask for me, and they assume that they're talking to my little brother, and I'm like, it is me. People who don't know me still call me ma'am over the phone, which aggravates me. But in due time, the voice will continue to drop. My acne cleared up a lot. My face looks better, I think. I was looking like a Dalmatian, like around my 6 or 7 month on T. Um, my appetite like just dropped off the map. I eat like 3 meals a day compared to like the 6 or 7 meals I used to eat. And I used to eat pretty good, but I think I'm barely making like past 12,000, not 12,000, 100, 1,200 calories a day. I know that's not good, but that's like maintenance calories, but I don't have the appetite, and my body looks great. Like once I started eating less, my muscles that I did get on T, they show a lot more considerably, so you know and it's like a relief to not have to eat so much in a day to try to maintain my muscle. It's like it's just pretty much maintaining itself. It might be the T, so I don't know about that. Energy level has dropped. That's been going on since I first started T. Like I had to like really force myself to study, and that's the first with me. I always been like a top student. I'm still a top student, still got a good GPA, but I hate studying. Like I had to really force myself to study. I'm just like lazy. Even like working out now, I work out at home versus going to my gym at school. Uh, just lazy. I know I'll get over it, but just kind of energy dropped off. My clitoris grew considerably. I met a young woman, and we decided to have a sexual relationship. And sexually, I'm doing things I never thought possible. This is the first time in my life that I've had sex with a girl and feel comfortable. Like I don't feel intimidated or thinking about how it might feel if I was to have an actual penis. I mean, sex is awesome. Sex is the best aspect of my transition. I never knew it could feel so good. And I while I was having sex, I checked out my clitoris and I was like, what the hell is that? And it occurred to me that that was my clitoris. It looked like a small penis, so that grew. And I have upped my dose within the last 2 months. I used to be on 100 cc per 2 weeks. Now I do it every week, and like I said, the changes are rolling in much faster, and the sex is awesome. That's pretty much the physical changes. I know when I work out, I'm able to do pull-ups Pre-T, I can only do like one pull-up. Now I can do as many as I want, but I do have to do a lot of rest periods. But I can do a lot of pull-ups now, both wide grip and narrow grip pull-ups. Uh, so I want to get on to the emotional changes I'm experiencing on T. First of all, it's the anger. A lot of stuff I used to let roll off my shoulders when I was pre-T. Now it like upsets me to think about it. I get real angry sometimes. Like I can like punch a wall. I get those urges to like punch a wall. I don't know why. I'm thinking this to testosterone because if you look at it, I'm going through puberty the second time around and I'm in college. So the things that I experienced as a female going through puberty in middle school and high school, some of those negative emotions are coming back to a much larger degree, and I realize it's because I'm going through puberty again. This time I'm in college. Everybody else is going through puberty and I'm going through it. So my emotions don't really scare me. I know that that's just mental energy. All emotions fade away, and I know uh, after at a period, maybe a year or two, my emotions will change because I'm an ever evolving person, and things change. Okay, and the girl I discussed my sexual experiments with, uh, I mean, I pretty much got addicted to the sex. Like it was just crazy. Like I needed it. It was like a drug. She was a drug to me, and we got to a point where we weren't talking, and it wasn't on my part. It was her part. She got real distant to the point where she wasn't talking to me at all. So I text her, and I was trying to see what's going on with her, and she's going through a lot of emotional stuff right now, which I don't want to be a part of. Like I usually attract girls with a lot of emotional baggage. I'm just sick of that. Get yourself together. I'll get myself together, then we can talk. But I'm sick of dealing with girls with a lot of emotional baggage. But anyways, I did ask her if she missed making love to me, and she told me that's really not on her mind right now because it's on my mind. And instead of getting upset, I had to think about it, and I was like, well, of course, she probably is not thinking about sex as much as I am because sex feels different to her. To me, it feels like it's the most blissful experience I've ever had. And that's because I'm on testosterone. And then I remember before testosterone, I didn't have much of a sex drive. So sex probably doesn't mean much to her as it does to me because I'm on hormones and she's not. And also, I'm a guy. Like, sex is one of the things like we need. Like, it's like a biological thing, like water or food. But for a woman, I had to, understand that they don't crave sex. Well, most women don't as much as men. They can go for long periods of time, and I cannot. So, uh, I watched a video by a dude named Transmandible, and it really inspired me to do a video because I thought I was the only one dealing with this. And he was saying that he has to like beg his girlfriend for sex, like usually like get on his knees. And when I was talking to girls, I would like, you know, when we were in the bed, I started that touching and like, bumping against her, like I wanted to start something. And you like point of desperation, like I have a hard on, I need to get it over with. And I don't really hear guys get on here and talk about sex, and I kind of felt ashamed that I had the sex drive that I did until I watched his video, and to hear another trans guy say that their penis is controlling them, it felt as a relief. So I'll be honest and say he also discussed porn. I thought I was the only one who watched porn. Um, I know the girl I was talking to earlier told me she loved porn, but by the time we got together, she didn't really, care for it. And she kind of, I watched it with her. I was never into porn pre-T. I watched it with her, and then uh, I started watching on my own sometimes because I hardly ever had sex with her because all the circumstances I went through her. And when we stopped talking, I was, watching the porn And now that I'm not talking to the other girl and not having sex with her, I have a sex drive. I watch porn and I masturbate to it. And for, dude transmanable to say that he watched porn, and I know some guys on YouTube told me they do too, I don't feel bad about it. And I know, people will ask me, I know it's really not a healthy habit, but I'm not addicted to it. Like I can, stop. It's not like I'm addicted to it. But, to understand that, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a sexual partner at this time in my life, so I really don't feel bad about it. It is what it is. A lot of guys watch porn. That's just it. All right. Also, the girl I was talking to, she got me really into reading again. She suggested I read 50 Shades of Grey because she told me the main character, not the main character, but the guy she was talking to, reminded her so much of me. So I wanted to really see how this guy reminded her of me, and I read the book a little bit. And I put it down. I couldn't get into it. And I was wondering why all these people were getting into it and I couldn't get into it. And it hit me that the people who were into this book were females, and it was from a woman's point of view, and I couldn't get into it. Like all she talked about was this guy and how hot he was, and I can't relate to that because I don't like guys. So that it explained a lot. I'm really into like biographies and history and conspiracy theories and terrorist attacks, you know, bombings. I'm not really into the romance things, less it's about sex. And that's another way that testosterone is changing me because I used to be like really intimate and into romance, and now I'm just into, straight having sex and blowing up shit. I don't know. I think I'm passing like about 100% now. Uh, some guy at school called me she the other day, and it like pissed me off. Then I had to remember that people on campus talk, and I know people used to know me before I transitioned, so whatever. I'm at that point now, I just don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to graduate and get out of there and move so I can start my life anew. Um, and I'm more outgoing now, do a lot of concerts, go to a lot of comedy clubs, just like, stuff I would never did pre-T. Last thing I want to talk about is my cousin. Uh, I talked to her about in 2009, I believe. I was getting over a crush with a straight woman. That's another thing about me. I'm usually attracted to straight women and bisexual women. I've never really been attracted to lesbians. So pre-T, I was attracted to a straight woman. And I found out she was straight, and it broke my heart because I'm like, man, you know, I was so upset. I was like, I could have had a chance with this woman had I just been born male. And I really told that to my cousin. I kind of just broke down and told her how upset I was. And I was like, my life would be so much easier if I was male. I wouldn't have to go through this, like, liking these girls who I can't never have anything with. And she just got mad at me. She was like, God made you a woman for a reason. That's another thing. Like, I'm more into logic now than religion. I don't care about that stuff anymore. I'm all about logic now. I think logically versus thinking spiritually. So uh, back then, her comments hurted me. Had she said to me today, it wouldn't hurt me. So I spoke to her last night, and my family's been asking me to send pictures of myself to them. Like they're really aggravating me. So she asked me to send me a picture of her, and I warned her that I was not the same person that they had last seen. And she said, "Oh, I know." So what do you mean you know? She said, um, I know that you're a man's now. So I'm thinking, great. My mom's told everybody I transitioned in the family. I don't have to, really come out. And I sent her the picture, and she told me to call her back. She was at work. Now, when I sent the picture, she immediately called me back. And I'm thinking, well, whatever is going on at work that was so important doesn't seem as important now that I sent the picture. And she was like, "What the hell? What happened?" She was like, "I thought you sent me the wrong picture," and I had to really look at it, and it is you. And I said, "Well, I thought that, you knew since you said that I'm a man's man now." And she was like, "Yeah, I didn't know you transitioned like so much." She said, "I thought she was like still rocking the dreads, which I cut off a long time ago." And I was like, no. And she was like, wow, you told me like the girls, but I didn't know that you really felt like a boy inside. That you really, just really felt like a boy. And for her to say those words like that, to say that you felt like a boy inside all this time, it was like a huge burden off my shoulder for someone in my family not to think that I'm confused, or I don't know, like those words that you felt like a boy. Somebody understands, that I felt like, you know, my whole life that I was, something was not right. For her to say that, it really touched me. Then she sent me a text message and said, whatever you do, whoever you are, I am behind you 200%. And that meant the world to me to hear that last night. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I have another topic I want to discuss. Again, I'm talking too much, so I'm gonna get out of here and make another video.